Okay, phones that bend and an operating system that breaks are problems causing consumers to sour on Apple because of all of this. Joining us tonight is tech expert Luis Rincon. Luis, what do you say? Some people calling it the worst launch yet for Apple because of all these glitches and Bendgate, and some people saying, I don't want you too on my burned into my new iPhone as well. So bottom line is, what's your take on all of this?
First, thanks for having me, Ashley.
Sure.
It has been an interesting couple of weeks for Apple, that's for sure. It's been a bit of a PR headache. One thing we do have to remember, every time a new product launches, a technical product that is, especially at the scale of something like an iOS update, you're going to get these extremists who are going to try to find everything that's wrong with it, right? And they're going to try to bend the phones, they're going to try to crack them, they're going to try to hack the software. This is actually going a little further. I think it's actually crossover into the realm of everyday activities. Consumers can't actually use their phones in certain cases. So this isn't actually part of that extreme area. This is definitely something that Apple has to solve. The glitches that they're experiencing mainly around accessing apps, which one of the things that was really exciting about this new update is we get third-party keyboards. Well, you would select a third-party keyboard and then you couldn't access it, or you would you would open an app and you couldn't get images through it. So it actually wasn't even delivering on what a lot of the cool new features were. The Bendgate thing, Apple has already come out and said only 9 people have actually confirmed that they've had bending issues. These videos they're applying a ton of pressure. The testing that goes through at Apple is significant. They test upwards of 50 pounds of pressure. These people are applying upwards of 50 pounds of pressure, and clearly they're bending the phone. I'm reminded of the joke of, the guy tells the doctor, it hurts when I do this. The doctor says, well, then don't do that, right? Well, you shouldn't bend your phone, right? I've never actually tried to bend my phone. I can't tell you if my Android phone bends because I've never tried that.
Right. And that's very smart. But let's get back to the operating systems issues. It's surprising to me that Apple, with all of its brilliance and all the brain power that works there, that some of these things, I just don't know how this slips through the cracks.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think what was more shocking to me was actually the update that came out and then was pulled an hour later. In order to solve some of these issues, Apple released a new update. And then within an hour, that update actually caused more issues than the previous update. So they had to pull that. That's actually the only time that Apple has come out and made a statement. They recognize that they did pull that. They're asking all people who downloaded that specific update to revert back to the 8.0 update. So just plug in your iPhone to your iPad or something connected to iTunes. It's fairly shocking.
So I guess the big question, Luis, is does it really matter? Because people just can't seem to get enough of Apple products. The orders, the back orders are by the millions. I mean, does any of this really matter to Apple? Because they're selling these devices anyway.
Yeah, so does it matter to Apple? Of course it matters to Apple. They want to keep their customers happy. And the people who work at Apple, as you mentioned, are extremely intelligent and they're extremely diligent on what they're doing. They will figure this out. In the long term, you're asking me, does this matter to Apple? Apple is just fine. Last I checked, their stock is floating around about $100 a share. They sold over 10 million of these devices within a weekend. It's going to be okay. It's a PR headache right now. They have to figure that out. The new updates will come out, and this will all be great. And I'm actually really excited for the next one. There's a lot of these features. This is a really, really cool product that a lot of us can get a lot of use out of.
Well, and when it works perfectly, it's even better. Luis, thanks so much. We appreciate your input. Thank you very much.